So my name is Frank Oyorigo. Actually, I'm a background check consultant, an expert in background check. Now, it's a new phenomenon. People think, or the government think, or everybody thinks that the use of hardware, guns, and bombs are the things that can help security. And we are saying no, that is what you call technical security. And that is what background check is about. You find out, you have information about people. Simply put, if the landlord knows his tenant and the tenant knows their co-tenant, the possibility of an armed robber renting a house is almost 0%.
Right.
And once that is possible, if the government can put their feet to the ground and say, for every tenant you have, you must have a background check report, that means the tenant, the armed robber, will not be able to rent a house. So we are looking at it from that angle. And then the kidnappers, for instance, when kidnappers kidnap, they take the victim from the bush to a building. So if they are caught and that kidnapper is blacklisted and the landlord does a background check, that means that kidnapper will not be able to get a house to rent because he's already blacklisted. And background check report will always reveal everywhere he goes that he was once, what do you call it?
A miscreant
or whatever. Yes. And then a housemaid, house help, the ones that come in this guise of genuine house help. If you go and do a background check, you realize that it's a scam. The agent may not even have an office. It's just know me, know you arrangement. So if you conduct a background check, you realize that, or you conduct a neighborhood check. Where does this person live? Who does he relate with? Where has he lived before? Who are his children? Who is the husband? Who is the wife? You discover that by the time you get all this information, you know that, okay, this person is not a true house help, but, you know, a scam. And that will save your family from yes. What they call him? UNISA entered the family of the SS because he was working with them, fetching water and all that. And that is the much they know about him. So before you get people to enter into your house, to live with your family, conduct a background check to know where he's coming from, to know where his family and all that. So that if anything happens, you know where to go.
I'm pretty sure also now, at this point, with all what you have said, our viewers are probably wondering, I mean, when you look at Nigeria, one of the problems which has been identified as a problem in Nigeria today is the issue of data. We do not have what you can call valid data to be able to do so, you know, do your searches and all of that. So how do you arrive at, you know,
because how do you,
exactly, how do you get your data?
What are the apparatus that makes background check?
Exactly.
Very interesting question. Now, I don't need the data or a stored-in data. I create the data myself. For instance, you come to me and say, you are a driver, you need a job. And I ask you simple questions. Where have you worked before? You say you have worked in XYZ. Okay, fill this form. Tell me where you have worked, who and who you have worked with. I take those information and go to the place you have mentioned. If there is a discrepancy between what you have said and what I find in the spot, then I won't employ you because you have distorted information that I needed from you. Okay? So that in itself is a simple background check exercise.
Okay, but how about someone who is coming from the village, let's say a village in faraway Yola, and the person comes down to Lagos and is probably wanting to get a place to work or to get a place to live. So does that also mean you have to go all the way down to Yola?
That's why it's called on-site verification.
On-site verification.
On-site verification. Because even the data you're talking about is what you impute into the system that you get. So if I put a line into the system, it's the line that you get afterwards.
Exactly.
Okay, so but when it's on-site.
So, I mean, who does the authentication of the information you actually feed into the database? The database,
I mean, exactly.
Because that's really very key.
So you discover, that's why we said, let the professionals, don't do it on phone. You can talk to, anybody can be on the other end of the phone. But get the professionals who will move from point A to point B and get information and come back to point A and say, this is what I discovered. Then compare with what the person told you. If there are discrepancies,
all right,
then you know exactly that this person has lied.
Okay. Now, Frank, as a security expert, I just want us to actually help the people of Lagos. Now, I mean, Lagos is a constituent of almost all the tribes, you know, in the federation, in this country, Nigeria. So it's a representation of a true federal state, as it were. Now, I mean, when we talk about Lagos State, we're considering, you know, a population of close to 22 million people. Yeah. I mean, and living within the space, you know, that Lagos State occupy, where people can live. Now, I mean, maybe my first question to you this morning will be like, is Lagos State safe? What is the state of security in Lagos State? As an expert in, you know, background check, which eventually, you know, I mean, tends towards authenticating and verifying information, right information about individuals. Now, what exactly would be your position? Is Lagos actually safe?
Well, let me just say, nowhere is safe. Even in the US, nowhere is safe.
When you say safe,
on the scale
of 1 to 10.
On the scale of 1 to 10,
yeah.
You say okay, Lagos is about 3 or 4.
3%?
Yes.
Wow,
now, reason is this.
Yeah.
Yes, reason is Lagos is an all-commerce state.
Okay.
It's a commercial nerve center. And everybody wants to come to Lagos. Both the good, the bad, and the ugly. They feel that it's, in fact, the impression you get about Lagos, when you're outside Lagos, is as if once you get to toll gate, there's a bag of money that you begin to dish from. You know, so because of that mindset, everybody wants to come to Lagos. And once everybody is coming to Lagos, then we are not safe. Okay? So the government then had to do more.
Now, coming to Lagos, because the moment I said coming to Lagos, I just remember coming to America. Now, coming to Lagos, is that a problem? You know, why is coming to Lagos a problem or posing a security challenge to the state in itself?
Do you know why it's a problem?
Yeah.
Number one, the facilities that we have, can it cater for the number of people that are trooping to Lagos?
The security
yes.
I largely on it to in Nigeria today, based on the provisions of our constitution,
yes.
is part of the federal responsibility.
Yes.
But over time in Nigeria, we've seen state governments trying to support, like recently, like what the governor of Lagos State did, he purchased vehicles and all of that. So when I don't know if you're trying to put the blame now on the state.
No. I'm not putting the blame on the state.
Yeah, let's just
I'm not putting the blame on the state. Now, for instance, let's take it from here. We have about 300,000 policemen
in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We are
about a population of
let's say 200 million.
No, let's be modest. 180 million.
Okay.
So that means you cannot have maybe 100 people to one policeman. You know,
yes.
So now, how many of these police do we have in Lagos? Of this 300,000, how many do you have in Lagos? And then juxtapose that with the number of people that live in Lagos. So you discover that.
And meanwhile, you have part of these police officers that are actually, you know, performing some other responsibilities. They are not carrying out any civil activity.
Go to the National Assembly. You have
plenty of them.
Policemen go to their houses. That's the assembly. Then you go to their estate. Then maybe
they have an extension of
personal.
One is with the children that takes them to school.
One is with
madam. Maybe 2 are in the house. And then you have so at the end of the day, the numbers that work, the real work, they are not up to 60% of the Nigerian police. And that is the one that will not cater for the remaining numbers of human beings. So that makes it difficult. And that is why you see all manner of...
Somebody analyzed it recently to say that it is a ratio of 1 to 600
Nigerians.
To 600 people.
Yeah,
that we have
in the real sense of it, yes.
To 6,000 people, sorry.
In the real sense of it, yes. So you can imagine...
police...
6,000.
Yes, to 6,000 people.
Well, 6,000 is huge.
That's a very
so
crazy
even if it is 1 to 10.
You know, it can't be,
even if it is 1 to 10.
It can't be 1 to 10 anymore.
No, I'm just saying even if it's 1 to 10.
Can
one policeman take care of 10 people when there's a problem?
No, because we know that this, I mean, I don't know if this problem will be addressed soon by the federal government, but does this mean that because your response, now you've identified the problem now, in identifying a solution, now, are you trying to speak in favor of state policing, rather?
Yes. Now, there's a caveat. State police is good, but the problem is our mentality. Are we matured enough to manage state police? Because
mature enough.
Yes, matured, that's politically matured enough
Okay.
to manage state police. Now, let's just take, for instance, the ordinary bodyguard that people carry around. You can imagine how they behave.
How they harass people
How they harass people on behalf of their masters.
Yes.
Then you can now imagine when a state is paying a particular group of people salary and they say, we are responsible for your well-being.
Now,
and then something happens.
don't go far. let's look at it. Let's look at it from some bodies that are created to probably help put sanity.
Exactly.
Look at a couple of them that are even controlling traffic in Lagos. I mean, for obvious reasons, you see a lot of harassment. I mean, you see a lot of harassment.
Because they have the backings of the state. So,
if we look at the ills that's going on in other advanced countries, we can as well say, are those countries ripe to have state police also? Because you still have gang shootouts, you still have
I won't let you go far. I won't let you go far if I respond.
But then,
I don't even want us to talk about state police now.
They still have state police.
Let me tell you.
So where can we have that?
We have a lot to discuss about Lagos. We are going into
that same place where you have those gang shooters and all that. When there is a breach by a law enforcement agent, he's dealt with seriously. You understand? There's no cover up. There are repercussions if you breach your responsibility. But will that take place here?
If left under the jurisdiction of the various state governments, I want to believe that will happen.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think a state has has a tendency of actually muzzling the people, especially when you have a police to yourself.
So for a state that wants to remain popular amongst the people, they wouldn't let. I wouldn't believe, or I wouldn't want to believe that state will fold its arms and cover for an erring officer under their jurisdiction that is causing mayhem to the populace.
Have you taken time to do a comparison between the LASMA of Fashola and the LASMA of Ambode?
Have you seen?
Yes.
What can you see?
Do you want me to give my honest opinion about that?
Yes.
I would say I preferred rather the LASMA of the Fashola regime.
Everybody will probably want to prefer that because they are more. Yes. They behave more civil to the people. Just kind of. It's not that it's so.
They behave more civil, or they were bent on. You've committed a breach. Go straight to the appropriate authorities
if it was like that, if it was the way you are saying it, it would have been brilliant.
So that was how it was.
It wasn't. Because I had a personal experience. I used to work in one of the banks. The day of my resumption, on a Monday morning, Onikon Bridge, my car was doing overheating. And, all those area boys, and they came and they were helping me to push. And last man said the pushing was too slow. That was causing traffic.
Oh, my.
Should I have carried the car on my head? I'm started running with it. And they impounded the car, took it to their station in that place. In fact, I was so annoyed that I left the car for like 2 weeks. It was my boss in the office said, go and take this thing. I said, I don't even want that car again. Because if my car was bad.
You became so livid.
Yes. If my car is bad, firstly, a car does not tell you that I'm going bad in the next minute. Yeah, exactly. And it does happen. And it's not that it was just the area boys. I know that they were doing that for their own money. Yes. But at least something was happening. You understand?
You are not there to probably help me to a safe place.
Safe place.
But at the same time,
people are doing it, and you are saying it's too slow that it was causing traffic.
Are you sure that they are not actually working together? with, I mean, with the law enforcers, as it were. I mean, I'm just, you see, because I've seen...
Because there were also allegations.
Exactly, because we have seen a lot of variations to some of their operations and all
ordinarily, even if the area boys or whatever didn't come and the car broke down, the best they could have done is to take their towing vehicle and say, where do you want us to help you to tow it to?
Or we don't go within we don't go beyond 250 yards.
You have to pay.
If you are going beyond that, you will have to pay.
That's what
I mean. These are little things that I believe government can actually put in a paper to help the people, because I mean it's become really very unbearing for people who are going about their businesses legitimately, and then in the course of doing that, you run or you seems to have a problem like what you just described.
Today's Thursday. On Tuesday, I was coming from work. You know, there's a way a car, you slam on the brake, the car will go off.
Oh yes, especially when your ignition is not.
This woman was behind a Marwa, and then the Marwa stopped suddenly to pick passenger. So the woman slammed on the brake and the car went off. So in trying to start it, maybe overfloating or whatever, the car didn't start. And then the last man was coming furiously. You know, I was behind the woman. The last man was coming furiously. I said, "Madam, take this car." I said, "Okay, you can see that car went off." He said,
I mean, as a matter of fact, she drove it up to that point.
He said, you should push it. I said,
and as a law enforcer, he should have come to help.
He said, you should push it. I said, can she alone push this car? And the car is automatic. He said, you should put it in, neutral and push. I said, then you help her to push. I said, the best you can do instead of shouting is call your guys, help her to push, so that this traffic that you say you are working on will be free.
Okay, now Frank, let's establish, you know, our focus, you know, for today.
Yeah.
You know, because we seem to be going into a lot of other issues and all of that. Now, let's come to Lagos State. You gave a comparison between the immediate past administration led by Babatunde Raji Fashola, and now we have a new person in place, Akinwumi Ambode, Governor of Lagos State. Now, we have had a myriad of security breaches in Nigeria caused by a lot of things. We have had instances where an infamous, cult group in Lagos now called Awawa.
You also have the 1 million boys.
Exactly, and then you have the 1 million boys. And these are groups that are coming up in Lagos almost every time. And don't forget, we had a very classical ethnic-based problem in Mile 12 area of Lagos State in recent past. I think that's the really trending one because it's really very fresh. As at this morning, about 31 people are already arranged to be questioned and queried to probably see if they can give. At the end of the day, you definitely will have 1 or 2 innocent people that are already being caught in the mayhem. But the truth is, I asked you this very question, and I will put it, it's the same question, but let me put it this way. Is Lagos safe? You rated it like 3 over 10, which is, I mean, for me, I think that's a very poor, mark. If you score 3 over 10 in a mathematics assignment, I mean, you didn't do well.
That's huge failure.
Now, the point here is that if Lagos really and truly is not safe, and police or the government of Lagos State today, working hand in hand with the Nigerian police, seems not to be getting to the root of issues. You see, because most of the time, it is always assumed that, okay, this is the reason why this problem is caused. I mean, as a matter of fact, people started saying it's the Hausa and the Yoruba people that were fighting in Mile 12. How that became, I don't know. But the story in the public space is that somebody hits somebody with an Okada, and then it degenerates into an argument that, okay, you people collect money from us, why don't you? Because an Hausa guy was riding the bike, a Yoruba person was hit, and then the people who collect this toll, or whatever it is from the Hausa boys are actually the Yoruba people. So why don't you just go and take care, if you are so concerned? You are a Yoruba boy, she's a Yoruba woman, and we pay you every day. The money we pay you, what do you use it to do? The road that you claim that you are collecting it for on behalf of the government are not, fixed. Yeah. And at the same time, we have issues that happened, to these Okada riders, and you area boys, you don't you're not concerned. When they are arrested, you don't come to their aid to probably help either intervene or whatever. Don't you see, how will I put it, a very major problem, especially when it comes to handling security matters in Lagos?
Now, if we say Lagos is not safe, it doesn't end there. Is government working to make it safe? Yes. So once the government is doing something, then we can as well say, okay, carry on. So, and I want to say, yes, government is trying their best. At least the vehicles, the helicopters and all that, yes. Now, the issue you just mentioned, for me, what I think the government can do, these people that you see are the foot soldiers. The people who carry out these mayhems and who respond, who react to these issues are just the foot soldiers. They have people who are prompting them, whom they report to.
Seriously.
So those are the people government should look for. If they look for those people, it's just like take the shepherd. And then the sheep, they will find everybody will find their level. So if you keep waiting to be reactive, when it happens, you draft all the policemen in the world and fine.
Okay.
But who are the people who are behind it?
Who supply them ammunition?
Yes, who sponsor them or support them? Because these people, when they are arrested, somebody goes to bill them in the police station.
Fantastic. All right, we'll talk more on that when we come back from this short break. We'll quickly go on one now. When we come back, we'll throw the phone lines open, let people call in and let us know if Lagos is actually a safe place to do business or to live in. I mean, we are Lagosians, we live here.
And also, if you also have suggestions on how to make it
how
safe.
our government, can be helped to put, to better security in Lagos, let's put it that way. Let's go now, we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and it's still Crossfire with Dr. Anishoma. We've been talking about security in Lagos State. And if you observe very closely, you will realize that we've been taking time to really analyze a couple of issues that can probably, two things in one. One, let us know exactly what the state of security in Lagos is, and at the same time, what are the possible solutions, to these challenges.